Hello, welcome to my channel, Learns English World Memorials Movies. Here is Pandora, and I will help you boost your confidence in English when talking about movies. Memorables movie take a look at the movies we can all quote at a drop of a hat. Learn why Indiana Jones and ETs are part of the world's common culture. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to update all new videos. Marvel Wakanda Forever pays homage to Mesoamerican cultures. As someone who teaches and writes about Afrofuturism, I've been eagerly waiting the release of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I'm particularly excited about the introduction of Namor and the kingdom of Tolkien, which he leads. The first Black Panthers films adhere to a long-standing practice in Afrofuturist story and art by engaging in what I can act as the recovery. The process of reviving and separating elements of Black culture that were destroyed and suppressed by colonization. This practice is often linked to Sakofa, an American word of the Kakan tribe in Ghana, that roughly translated to is not taboo, from fetch, but a risk of being left behind. Wakanda Forever pulls from the past in the same way, but with a twist. Tolkien is inspired not by African culture, but by Mesoamerica, a vast areas that cover most of Central America and part of Mexico. A theory of time, the areas of African knowledge and contribution to science and culture have been erased and must be recovered in centrals to Afrofuturism. The term was coined in 1994 to describe a cultural movement proposed from elements from science fiction, magical realism, speculative fiction, and African history. The Afrofuturist was served an email list organized by social scientist Alondra Nelson. In 1998, a used a summit to highlight this process of recovery as a central tenet of genre. His fascinations when covering the ways in which Black contributions have been erased and suppressed meet the Afrofuturist words, often mind the past as a first step towards creating visions of the future. Afrofuturist scholars such as Kenneth Rosebrough have described Afrofuturism as a theory of time. For her, the present, past, and future exist together, creating the opportunities proposed to gain and systematic devaluations of Black people that occur during slavery and Jim Crow segregation, and persist in contemporary anti-Black violence. Looking back to see tomorrow, this recovery can take many forms. Several Black writers published serialized novels of speculative fiction, such as Martin Out Delaney, Black or the White America, a slave revolt story written between 1895 and 1861. Pauline Hopkins, A One Blood or The Hidden Self, published in 1903, tells the of a mixed-race Harvard medical student who discovered Thalassa, a hidden city in Ethiopia, how to advance society processing, technology, and mystical powers. The narratives feature refute to depict Black culture as backwards or important, and instead celebrate Black empowerment and rich cultural legacy of Black people. Curators Erich Lafleur his long talk about how Afrofuturist visual aesthetics rely on recovering ancient African cosmology. You can see this practice in the work of the musical artists such as Zara, who used Egyptian symbolism throughout the work, and visual artists such as Kevin Sepp, who remixes and reimagines African cultural symbolism to create sculptures and visual work that fuse past styles and symbol with contemporary practices. Simply put, a reverence for ancestors, how knowledge and culture is being hard of Afrofuturism and has become an integral part of Afrofuturism missions to forge a better future. Mesoamerican takes center stage. The first Black Panther film celebrates an array of African cultures. Costume designer Bruce Cotter deliberately infused elements from across the continent in every scene. For example, the head dress worn by Queen Ramoda, played by Agena Bassett, was inspired by the Institolo, a South African has traditionally associated with Mary's woman, and the pioneer of Nikia, wore clothing inspired by the Suri tribe. And so the films highlights African cultures not by depicting them in a fragile and flattery, but as paragons, artistries, and sophistications. Black Panther's Wakanda Forever explore these themes but in a way as the mantles of Black Panther presumably passes to Princess Shuri and in the depictions of Namor and the kingdom of Talokan. Whilst Talokan is the underwater society inspired by the myth of Atlantis, Marvel Studios has taken signals and the people of Talokan sought refuge underwater in response to colonial invasion. By invoking the complexities of his story and seemingly leaning on parallels to male culture, the film celebrates in societies that scholarship has long noticed for its achievements in architectures, mathematics, astronomy, and language. History books reference these accomplishments, but in popular culture there is little attention given to this cultural landscape. Noir in the kingdom who leads upwards to remind global audience of the rich worlds of Mesoamerica that thrive until European contact, beginning in the 1502, led to conquest, decline, and eradication. Today, immigration, trade, and drug trafficking dominate discussions in Central America and Mexico and the US media. This film, on the other hand, invites the viewer to appreciate the profound cultural legacy of Mexican and Central American civilizations.